On the news, President Muhammadu Buhari seeks Senate approval for reimbursement of 16.7 billion naira to Borno State.
The Honorable Minister of Works and Housing would provide any additional information that may be required by National Assembly for the consideration of this request.
House of Representatives solicits a lasting solution to challenges of electricity supply. Plus, our correspondent takes a look at achieving a vibrant 10th legislature as Nigeria gets set for presidential inauguration.
To work without any let or hindrance, and not in any way engaging into any squabbles or fight with the executive arm of government.
A warm welcome to NTA Parliamentary News. I am Rina Obase. Now to the details of the news. President Muhammadu Buhari has written to Senate seeking approval for the reimbursement of 16.7 billion naira to Borno State for the federal government's road projects carried out by the state. The executive communication highlighted that the to the approval by the Federal Executive Council on the 3rd of May 2023. National Assembly correspondent Ignatius Nkwo has the report.
First plenary of the week, 21 days to the end of this assembly. There are still some pending issues that need consideration, and the Senate is not relenting. The day's business commenced with President of the Senate Ahmad Lawan reading executive communication from President Muhammadu Buhari seeking approval to refund Borno State for road projects it executed.
Was based on an appeal by the state and my directive to the Federal Ministry of Works and Housing to ensure that sufficient funds are provided for the completion of Dambua-Chibok Road based on the current cost of completion of the project. The Honorable Minister of Works and Housing would provide any additional information that may be required by National Assembly for the consideration of this request.
Senate continued with the consideration of executive request. It confirmed the nomination of Funke Opeke for appointment as member of the Universal Service Provision Board, Abike Debiri Arewa as chairman and chief executive officer of Nigerians in Diaspora Commission for a second term. It also confirmed 3 nominees for appointment as members of the governing board of the Niger Delta Development Commission: Bernard Okumaba, Patrick Asioweren, and Kirian Uchebu. Senate passed the Parliamentary Welfare Program Bill and the Nigerian College of Taxation and Fiscal Studies Establishment Bill.
Funding system for the welfare and well-being of the former members of the National Assembly.
Senate condemned attacks on communities in Mangu local government area of Plateau State and called on security agencies to provide protection for people of the area as moved by Senator Nora Dadut.
Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and FEMA to provide immediate relief to the IDP camps.
And of course, there should be an improvement in the security immediately to make sure that there is no infiltration by those people or their agents.
The bill seeking to prohibit secret recruitment in the Federal Civil Service passed first reading. From the National Assembly, Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
The House of Representatives wants the federal government, through the Transmission Company of Nigeria, to find out ways of settling the lingering issues which led to disconnection of electricity distribution companies from the national grid. The House members also noted that the disconnection, which is connected to payments default on the part of this cost to the Transmission Company of Nigeria, is affecting electricity supply in the company. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The issue was raised as a matter of urgent national importance by Uime Idem, stating that majority of the discos have not complied fully with the operational codes and guidelines.
Virtually all the distribution companies of Nigeria are defaulting in one area or the other to the detriment of the consumers, ranging from non-compliance to the market rules with respect to payment of their outstanding invoices, posting of adequate bank guarantees, and forwarding of their active power purchase agreements.
Meanwhile, the House has adopted the reports of the Conference Committee on the electric power bill, which seeks to strengthen federal government's power sector reform efforts.
Provide for comprehensive legal and institutional framework for the power sector in Nigeria in the areas of electricity generation, transmission system operation, distribution, supply, trading, enforcement of consumer rights and obligations, provide for a holistic integrated resource plan and policy that recognize all sorts of generation, transmission, and distribution of electricity, including the integration of renewable energy to Nigerian energy mix and attract investment.
The motion from Sada Soli requesting the absorption of students evacuated from Sudan into Nigerian universities was adopted.
Consider the quota system imposed on certain courses such as law and medicine to waive them for the students concerned in order to enable them continue with their programs pending the resolution of the Sudan crisis.
The House will forward to Mr. President for assent the Constitution Alteration Bill No. 46 on membership of National Security Council, having met requirements.
Membership of the National Security Council to include presiding officers of the National Assembly and 58 independent candidacy 2023.
Other features at plenary include the second reading of bill to establish Nigeria Security Academy in Bichi, Kano State, sponsored by Sani Bala, and bill to enact Code of Conduct Bureau and Tribunal. The report from House Committee on AIDS, Loans and Debt Management on refunds to Borno and Plateau States for projects executed was approved. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The Minority Caucus of the House of Representatives says it is still consulting to form alliance on its choice for the position of presiding officers in the 10th Assembly. At the 4th General Session of the caucus, the minority members have stressed that it is yet to decide who to pitch tent with among those contesting for the position of the Speaker.
If we must get it right, if we must do the right thing, if we must actually represent our people, we need to be guided. And to be guided will mean that we need to interact with our leaders in our constituency. We need to interact with our colleagues from the various states. We need to interact with our party stakeholders and all that in arriving at a decision that will be one for us.
Each and every one of us, we hold the responsibility of brotherhood, and in brotherhood for the 10th National Assembly, we all shall stand.
The caucus has therefore appointed states and zonal coordinators to further reach out to stakeholders at the party level to ensure emergence of a credible and transparent leadership that would not compromise the mandate of citizens. The 5-day warning strike may embarked upon has come and gone, but not without stakeholders rallying round to providing possible solutions to the matter in future. One of such is by the Senate Committee on Health, which is calling for the immediate payment of 2023 Medical Residency Training Fund as part of measures to meet their demands.
The meeting with the President of the National Association of Resident Doctors, Dr. Oji Emeka, has in attendance officials of the Federal Ministry of Health and other relevant bodies. Some of the issues raised by the doctors include need for massive recruitment of clinical staff in the hospitals to address debt in that area, 15% budgetary allocation for infrastructural development in the health sector, among other contending issues. The chairman of the committee, Dr. Ibrahim, immediately directed for the payment of the residency training fund and the release of circular for recruitment of more doctors without further delay. The Senate also urged members of the association to be patient with government, as it is not appropriate to embark on industrial action now.
The other last issue which is critical is the issue of the commerce review, which the government has said they have accepted and have agreed an upward review. So what the doctors are demanding is the release of circular, and this also we agree within 1 week the government will release a circular on this. So other issues are a continuous issue, the issue of increased funding to the health sector to meet the budget of 15%, we agreed that that's a continuous issue, and they agreed to that with us.
We consider life to be very important, and also consider wages to be also very important. So we must strike a balance. And the balance is we look at what is offered, and then where are we and where are we where we are now. I think that's the best way.
We have issues, but like the senator said, the end of it will still be coming to this round table to talk. We will not settle it by carrying guns and firing each other. Doctors, because there are people for us to look after. The moment we start showing those people that we don't have respect for their lives, they will not respect us.
For the leadership of NAD, the decisions reached at the meeting will be conveyed to members to decide on the next line of action.
We're happy that we've been called to a meeting, at least to discuss. This is the first meeting we'll be having following the issuance of the last ultimatum and the commencement of the 5 days strike. We've discussed extensively on the points, and we are going to take back to our members the position of this committee for them to consider and then give us further directives.
The committee expresses the hope that the resolutions reached will bring industrial harmony in the sector.
Still to come, an overview of the 10th National Assembly as critical to Nigerian democracy. These are more news after this break. Stay tuned. Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, we are on NTA Parliamentary News, coming to you from Abuja, Nigeria's capital. Work on the permanent site of the National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies, which started 10 years ago, is now set for presidential inauguration before end of this administration. The Director General of the Institute, Professor Suleiman Abubakar, confirmed this when he inspected the level of work on the site, adding that 2 other projects are also to be inaugurated by the presiding officers of the National Assembly. John Yako has the details.
On the 13th of April this year, Speaker House of Representatives Femi Gbajabiamila and the DG Needs visited the site where the Speaker directed the contractor to ensure completion of the project within 30 days for the inauguration. A visit now shows that offices have been furnished, while some finishing touches are ongoing in some areas preparatory to the inauguration.
Convenient dates, time for the commission.
Other projects of the Institute ready are the Needs Democracy Radio Station and the Center for Legislative and Security Analysis.
We proposed to have a radio station under National Assembly to tell the story of the legislature, to sensitize Nigerian people on democratic ethics and principle. Again, we don't wait till election comes before you tell Nigerians what their rights are, how to collect the PVC, what they should do, what they should not do. There must be one medium to tell the story again. So our institute, be an institute meant for legislative study and democratic study. And the center is going to work in synergy with other security agencies in the country. It will serve as an intellectual wing of Nigerian Parliament in the areas of security. That is the beauty of the center.
The Director General describes the projects as remarkable legacies of the 9th National Assembly. In Abuja, John Yaku, NTA News.
All attention is now focused on the inauguration of President-elect Bola Ahmed Tinubu and Vice President-elect Kashim. This will be followed up early June with that of legislative arm to have a full set of leadership for the running of a brand new administration. It was part of ensuring trust in the national planning strategist that the National Assembly, in collaboration with the National Legislative Institute, rounded off a 2-week rigorous induction for the incoming lawmakers. In this report, National Assembly correspondent Rabiu Ali has an overview of the program and the expectations from the members of the 10th Assembly.
Only legislators who pay active attention to their plight tend to appreciate and address their concerns.
It is a routine exercise organized by the National Assembly in collaboration with National Institute for Legislative and Democratic Studies to prepare senators and members-elect on the rudiments of legislative obligations. Some of the key issues deliberated include legislative practice, floor proceedings, budget process and money bills, constitutional alteration, and strategies for improving quality of debates, among others. Now that the exercise is over, huge task is ahead of the lawmakers to provide what is expected of them from Nigerians.
We will continue also to discharge our duties as an independent body of government, to be allowed to work without any let or hindrance, and not in any way engaging into any squabbles or fight with the executive arm of government.
Our institute will prioritize continuous training and retraining of legislature to focus on specific and technical aspects of legislative work.
I therefore call upon our friends in the media to assist us in the task of citizen education and reorientation.
Mild drama in a friendly atmosphere characterized the induction. Take a look at this mood trial of how to elect the Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives.
Democratic elections are done by secret ballot. Why should the elections of a deciding officer be done in the open? I thought it was because if you do anything in open, it drives coercion of any other person towards your decision.
What about the people that are coming from the state assembly that they already have this legislative experience?
Of the aspirant is sick and he cannot come to the house.
Yeah.
Would the process
one of the aspirants?
One of the aspirants.
Aspiration is a personal thing now. If you are an aspirant and you are not well, you sleep at the house.
So that means his aspiration go that way.
Or you go to the hospital. If you are not well, you have to be fit to come and contest and be an aspirant. Nobody is forcing you to say you want to be an aspirant.
My question is, can it be done in absentia?
No,
that is my question.
I can't be.
It is expected that the new returning members-elect will be inaugurated at the Green and Red Chambers in early June this year to commence business of lawmaking. From the National Assembly, Muhammad Rabiu Ali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, provision of the template for performance rating mechanism in the nation's legislative arm will spur legislators to healthy competition in the 10th National Assembly. Key players who are passionate about legislative output took this position at an event geared towards tracking performance of legislators. National Assembly correspondent Dayo Ogunshola reports.
This is a forum of a think tank, a multi-platform legislative interface body dedicated to tracking of legislative arm of government. The objective of this convergence is to inform Nigerians that going forward, legislative performance rating will not be left to the constituency alone.
This is a performance recognition and the beginning of a process that we hope will encourage and foster better and improved service delivery.
We therefore urge the incoming 10th National Assembly to use this platform to determine your individual and collective actions and roles in the 10th National Assembly.
Members of the National Assembly and various partners advocate robust measuring index that will accommodate all other features.
I know lawmaking robust representation which includes oversight, a very important attractive democratic evidence to various constituencies is very important and is key.
So NTA, through the NTA Parliament, we are going to continue to partner with bodies like this one to make people on the station so that our services can reach nook and crannies of the country and we make such impact whereby people will understand the importance of the legislature through the media.
Given the foundation laid here, participants affirmed that with more collaboration and awareness, the incoming legislators will up their games in the interest of the nation. In Abuja, Dayo Ogunshola, NTA News.
With that report, we'll draw the curtain on the news. But remember that you can still watch more of NTA Parliament on the channels scrolling on your screen. On behalf of the entire production crew, we say have a lovely evening. I am Rina Obase.